Hey, my name is Ben Snyder, and today we're going to spend about 10 minutes taking a look at Google Analytics. I'm getting us right into the report that we're going to be taking a look at today. This is for artisthousemusic.org. And the goal of this video is to take a few minutes and to look at the reports that really most people are going to be interested in, that have the data that's going to answer the questions that you're going to ask about your website. This video is just going to take a look at the reports that are most important and the numbers and sort of what they mean. I'll do a follow-up video that talks a little bit about how to make meaning out of these numbers that we have. And that's really important. Google Analytics is just a tool that counts, and it does a little bit of other math to try and help us understand who's going to our website, how people are finding the website, and in what quantities, and how they're using the website to a certain extent. It's our job as analysts to take this data and to extrapolate it and to make meaning out of it, so that the people that we report to, or if we report to ourselves, that we can make the best business decision going forward for our website. Now, I say business decision because you're spending time and effort and ostensibly money at some level to have a website. So whether you're in it for the AdSense advertising, whether you're in it to create new fans for your band, or to hopefully book some gigs or sell some merch, or you actually have a retail store, you're basically in it for the money, all right? And so Google Analytics is part of a larger framework for marketing, where we consider what are the overall marketing goals and how do we best meet them, and are we meeting them? So what we want to know when we look at Google Analytics are a few things. First thing we want to know is, how's the site working? Like, who's coming to it? And luckily, this dashboard, which is the default view when you start up your analytics page, shows us the number of visits. This is over the last 30 days from February 19th through March 21st. Day to day, we can see what the number of visitors are to the website. Furthermore, we get the number of page views, the number of pages per visit, bounce rate. A bounce rate is when somebody comes to one page on a website and they don't move past that further into the website. It's like one and done, you know? You can decide whether that's a good thing or not. It's going to depend a little bit from website to website. So this could be an indicator that something's wrong with the website, or it could just be a function of the type of data that's on the website. And we'll get into that into the next video, but that's what a bounce rate is about. The average time on site and the percentage of new visits. Now, of course, if that's the percentage of new visits, then this is the percentage of returning visits. All of these reports underneath here, new versus returning, country, territory detail, all traffic sources, keywords, visitor loyalty, page views for all visitors, are reports that I can manipulate. I can put them on this page, I can get rid of them, I can move them around to suit my needs. The dashboard is built by Google to be sort of at a glance, here's what you say you want to know about your website, right? So there are many, many more reports over here in this side menu, and the goal is, or at least one goal, is to put the most important ones on the dashboard. That way you always have them at your fingertips. Rather than go through these reports here, what I'd like to do is kind of go through the more in-depth reports here over on the menu. So we've been looking at visitor behavior on the website right now. This just shows it another way. Visits, absolute unique visitors. So page views, on and on and on, what we've seen. You can even get a technical profile of the web browsers and their connection speeds, all the way down to, did they support Java, browser and operating system, screen colors. So if you're doing an upgrade to your website, you can take a look if you have a question as to what's the best size, width-wise, to design your website and whatnot. You have data for that. You can get that out of Google Analytics. It's not something you're going to look at every day, but when you need that data, it's there. What most people want to know is, how do people get to my website? Because you spend so much time trying to get people to your website. As soon as you have a website, somebody's going to try and introduce you to the topic of search engine optimization. They're going to teach it to you like they're a wizard. Their name is Merlin, and that is not your name, and you were supposed to listen to them. To me, I just think it's a systematic way of helping Google understand your website. Not a big deal. Then you're going to go into paid placement, and you're spending money now. And so, good Lord, man, you're spending time and money and effort, and you had to learn things, and all you want are people to your website. How do they get there? Because it's just as crazy to you that they're on the website as it is, well, probably more crazy to you than it is to them. How do they get there? Well, you have these traffic sources, right? And as you can imagine, there's really only 3 ways that people can get to your website: search engines, direct traffic, referring sites, and I guess technically there's this other. But other seems to mean more like Google doesn't know than that there's another way. So you either came from another website, you went straight to the website, or you found it through a search engine. Makes a lot of sense. So can we break this down further? Of course we can. We can take a look at the top traffic sources. And you can see here are the top 10. There are 1,114 overall sources. It's a lot. And so what does it tell us? It tells us the number of visits, the number of pages per visit, average time on site, percentage of new visits, and the bounce rate. This could be helpful, this bounce rate, knowing this for your source. Could be helpful because if one of them is standing out drastically, and it's getting a fair amount of traffic, it's time to go take a look at that website and see what's happening that's not good. So this is where your traffic came from. If you want to break it down, you can click on, say, Google, and it'll show you Google traffic day by day. What's interesting about this is that we know it makes sense to us that visitors to the website kind of vacillate on this week schedule. I mean, this is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So Saturday is always the low point of the week, right? Makes sense because Artist House is an educational resource. You might think that students would use this and that they would use it during the week, during their ostensibly their work week. What's interesting is that same trend is borne out in the Google search engine traffic, meaning that students must be finding the website through search engines, and it's not just being taught in class. It's interesting. If you run AdWords, which Artist House hasn't run AdWords for a long period of time, you can even get that data in here. This data is, a few things are lame. Don't worry about that. The other thing that you want to know about is content. Once you know how the people are coming to your website, you're kind of curious as to where they're going on your website. And there's a comprehensive report for that as well. You can even come into this and say, okay, I want to go into the musician strategy, which is really the second most trafficked page on the website over the last 30 days. And you can find out what keywords are being used to find that, or you can find out what cities. I mean, it's kind of crazy. So Brussels, oddly enough, over the last 30 days is the number 2, had the second most number of visitors to this page. So that's not actionable, but it's interesting. If you really are trying to do these campaigns where you want traffic to certain pages and you'd really like people to sign up for a list, and so you know what an exit page is going to be, or you want to sell them something so you know they're going to exit on a receipt page or whatnot, you can also track the top landing pages, top exit pages. This can be helpful in determining flow through of your website if you're trying to make your website better. Finally, you can set up some goals, and you can track. We're not tracking goals in Artist House, but if you sell something, you can set up what's called a goal funnel, conversion funnel, and it essentially, you will tell Google Analytics a series of pages that accomplishes a task, like a checkout system, right? There'll be a cart, and then people will go into. Typically, they go into the give me your address, give me your billing information, select your shipping, confirm your order, and then there's a receipt. So that's like a 5-step process, right? Sometimes it happens all on one page, sometimes it takes 5 pages. At any rate, if you tell Google Analytics the series of those pages, it will make a funnel for you to show the people who enter the first page, and then if they go down to the second page or exit, or if they go down to the next page or exit, until you can see sort of how these people are falling out. And the goal is that if you see there's one page where a lot of people leave, more than others, more than you would expect, you can go and take a look at that page and find out if that page is underperforming or is confusing in some manner and can fix it, right? Google Analytics gives you the data to make your website better or to make your marketing better. I mean, that's the thing. Marketing is an investment, right? So you want to spend money where you make money, and you want to cut the wasteful spending when you can. So Google Analytics is the tool that lets you find out all of that data, and then it's the interpreting of that data that's a little bit specialized. It takes a little bit of know-how and knowledge, and it's what we'll cover in our next video. So thanks for hanging with me today, and I will see you in the next part.